of our sound work. So first I'm going to say 3 words and I want you to tell me the ending sound for those 3 words. So if I said sail, flail, smile, you would say l, because that's the sound that we hear at the end of those words. Let's try one. Sleep, prop, slope. P. Stage, stooge, huge. J. Brick, broke, trike. K. Crib, stub, drab. B. Cried, grade, bride. D. Let's try one more. Slime, cream, prime. Good job, guys. Now I'm going to say a word and I want you to segment the sounds. So if I say the word trail, you're going to tell me t, a, ol, trail. You're going to break apart that word by sounds. Let's try one. Dries. D, I, s, dries. Crisp. K, I, s, p, crisp. Gray. G, a, gray. Froze. O, z, froze. How are you doing? Try the word drill. D, I, ol, drill. Let's try one more. Track. T, ack, track. Excellent. So now we're going to be substituting some sounds. So let's start off with the word brick. Say brick. Take the burr away and add a ter. And what word does that make? Trick. Say brag. Take the burr away and add a der. Drag. Say flap. Take the full away and add a ter. Trap. Say bread. Take the burr away and add a der. Dread. Say skin. Take the sk away and add a ger. Grin. Say plug. Take the pull away and add a der. Drug. Say drill. Take the der away and add a fur. Frill. Excellent job. All right, let's look at our story for today. And at the end, I'm going to have you do a retell. So be thinking about what's going on as we read the story. It's called A New Mission, and it's from the Toy Story series. Andy was leaving for college, and his toys were heading to the attic. But Sarge and the Green Army Men had a different plan. They climbed up to the windowsill. "Hey, Sarge, what are you doing?" asked Buzz. "War's over, folks," Sarge replied. "We're moving on." Sarge explained that the tour of duty in Andy's room was complete. It was time that he and his troops took up a new mission. What do you think their new mission's going to be? With one final salute, Sarge and his men jumped off the windowsill. They opened their parachutes and flew across the city. Operation New Home was a go. The 3 army men landed near a toy store. It would be the perfect place to find a child. Before long, the soldiers spotted a boy and his mother walking toward them. "This child is military material," Sarge whispered. "On your marks, gentlemen. Go, go, go!" He and his men jumped into the mother's shopping bag. Why do you think he said that the boy is military material? What does the boy have in his hand? It's a toy that's a military helicopter, huh? But the soldiers weren't taken home for playtime. The mother made a stop at a bakery. As the boy reached for a giant cookie, he knocked one of the shopping bags over. The army men tumbled to the floor. When the boy left, the baker spotted the toys. He picked them up and took them into the kitchen, delighted at what he thought were new cake decorations. After giving them a good wash, the baker placed the Green Army Men on a birthday cake. Then he put the cake in the refrigerator. "Looks like we're in for a long, cold night," Sarge said with a sigh. As soon as morning came, the soldiers were placed in a box and carried out the door. They were on the move again. So here they are on the cake. Where do you think they're going to end up? When the lid of the cake box was finally lifted, Sarge and his men discovered they were in the middle of a birthday party. "Green Army men, cool!" exclaimed the birthday boy. He plucked the soldiers off the cake and set them aside. "This could be it, men," whispered Sarge. "This boy could lead us to our new home." The soldiers nodded in agreement. Their mission was back on track. The soldiers watched as the boy enjoyed his party, but then somehow they lost sight of him. Sarge scanned the room. "Target is heading for the exit. Let's move, move, move!" The army men followed the boy out to the front door, but they were too late. He was gone. Before the Green Army men could retreat, a pizza delivery truck screeched to a stop near them. The driver honked his horn. A waiter came out of the restaurant carrying a stack of pizza boxes. "It's about time," he grumbled to the driver. "Take these to the Wilderness Explorer picnic. There are lots of hungry children waiting for lunch." Sarge looked at his men and smiled. Then they climbed onto the truck. The truck weaved in and out of traffic. Suddenly it hit a bump, causing one of the cadets' parachutes to open. Sarge grabbed onto the soldier as he began to lift off the roof of the van. The other soldier held on to Sarge. The wind was strong. They couldn't hold on much longer. "Go on without me," the cadet called out, but Sarge knew better. A good soldier never leaves a man behind. All three soldiers flew off the truck and landed on the side of the road. As night fell, the soldiers made a tent out of newspaper. The cadets went to bed, but Sarge stayed awake, wondering when and where they would find their new home. What do you think is going to happen next? The next morning, the unit awoke to a loud rumble. Their makeshift shelter was lifted into the air and then tossed into a trash can, with Sarge still inside. Sarge looked down to see his soldiers safe in the bushes below. Then he was thrown into the back of a garbage truck. The trashman hopped aboard his truck and drove off. Uh-oh. Sarge struggled to keep his head above the garbage. Just as he was about to sink below some plastic bags, he looked up and saw his cadets. They had come to his rescue. Working together, the other soldiers lowered themselves into the garbage truck. Sarge reached out and grabbed the hand of one of his cadets. "Never leave a man behind, sir," the soldier said. The troop jumped off the truck and landed in an alley. Sarge looked at his tired soldiers inside. Maybe leaving Andy's house wasn't such a good idea after all. At that moment, the men heard laughter coming from the other side of the wall. They climbed up and peered over. Sarge gasped. Below them was a beautiful playground. Could this be their new home? They parachuted over for a closer look. What do you think? Is it going to be their new home? A group of toys greeted the soldiers with open arms. "Welcome to Sunnyside Daycare." Ken and Barbie gave the troop a tour of the playground and classrooms. Everything was new and improved now that their old boss Lotso wasn't there anymore. Sarge pulled his men aside and explained that Sunnyside felt like a home they were looking for. The cadets agreed. Do you think a daycare is a good place for toys? The next morning, Sarge proudly watched his men experience a full day of play at Sunnyside. The soldiers were finally home. Mission accomplished. All right, so think about the story. Think about what happened at the beginning, middle, and end. And whoever's in that room with you or in your house, I want you to go retell the story. So you can pause this video. And I will wait. All right, so did you retell? What happened in the beginning? So in the beginning, Sarge and his men decided they needed to find a new home because Andy was getting too old. In the middle, they went on lots of adventures searching for that new home. And at the end, they found their new home at Sunnyside Daycare. They had a great day playing with, or having children play with them all day long. So something like that. All right, let's do a little bit of word work. So on the board, you're going to see lots of, what are these? Verbs, action words, things that you do. Let's read them. Go, play, sit, jump, sleep, hide. And I want to know what happens if you add these 3 letters to the end of these words. What happens if you add ing to the end of all of these words? It's going to show something that's happening now, something that's happening in the present. Let's do one and we can talk about it. So here's the word go. If we take go and add ing to the end, we make the word going. And going is something that's happening now. I'm going to the store. I'm going to play. Let's try the word play. So here we take play and we add ing. Let's put those 2 word chunks together. Playing. Playing. I am playing with my toys. I am playing with green army men. Playing. Let's try the word sit. Now sit's a little special because the vowel in this word is making the short sound, and right after that it ends with a consonant. And when that happens, when there's a short vowel sound and then followed by the ending that's a consonant, you have to double that ending consonant before you add ing. A little tricky, it gets easier once you practice it a lot, so we'll practice it more tomorrow. So we doubled that consonant and added ing, so sit-ing, sitting. I am sitting on the floor. Let's try the word jump. Jump has 2 consonants at the end, so we don't need to double them. We're just going to add ing. If I have jump and I add ing, then I have jumping. I am jumping for joy. Let's try sleep. Sleep has a long vowel sound, so we don't need to worry about doubling that consonant. Sleep, ing, sleeping. I hope to be sleeping soon. The word hide, when it ends with a bossy E or the silent E, we're going to drop that E before we add ing. So here we go. I'm dropping that E, and then I'm going to add ing. Hiding. Okay, this is the first time we've talked about this, so we'll practice it definitely.